Hey guys, sorry, I have had quite the time trying to get this live going today. I know I'm late, but I was having technical issues, still am actually, and I had to power down my phone twice, and now I'm having trouble with my holder, but you know, it's gonna maybe be one of those kinds of days, so we're just gonna soldier on. My live, I kept clicking live and it wouldn't go live, so I restarted my phone. Then it still wouldn't do it, so I rebooted my phone again. And then as I was holding on to the phone and getting frustrated with it and putting it back in the holder, I put it on where it clenches the two buttons together that calls emergency services. So, you know, you've been with me before when I have done that and they've called me to say, Mrs. Hartman, do you need help, while I was doing Facebook Live. So, you know, I'm hoping it's not going to be one of those days, but if it is, that's okay. I'm getting my equipment set up here so I can grab everything. And now I can see your comments, and there's Diane, yay. So I'm live on Facebook, which is always a good thing, that you actually get to do what you're hoping to do and trying to do, because it's always just kind of a little bit tricky. I know I'm really close to my phone right now. I'm bringing up myself on my iPad so I can see what you're seeing. Okay, I think we're good to go. There's Kathy. Hi, Carol. So people are finding me. If you're watching on Facebook, whether live or replay, I would love for you to follow my page. So make sure you do that. I'm not too far away from 1,000 followers, so I'm hoping to hit that soon. And if you're watching on YouTube, thanks so much for watching. And I would love for you to subscribe to my channel if you like the video, and hit the notification bell so that you can see future videos. All right, my friends, we're gonna click on some more buttons here, and we're going to show you some cute cards with a super cute stand set. Hang on, let me go ahead. I'm gonna be upside down, and then you'll be right side up. So here we go. And it takes usually a little bit for me to figure out if I'm in the kind of crooked here. If I'm in the view where you can see everything, I'm just going to move my, there we go. That's pretty good. And go back just a touch. I'm going to just move my stand over a little bit, and then that'll clear this up. There we go. That's pretty good now. Hi, Kathy. You've got cloudy, wet Minnesota. And hi, Maggie. She just got on. Excellent. There's Sam. Hi, Sam. Okay, I'm excited to show you some things, you guys. So, but actually, before we do that, I have something to show you. So, if you've been following me, you know I've been trying to earn the trip to Mexico. This is a Stampin' Up! Incentive trip. I was way back here about 6 or 8 weeks ago, about here. And then thanks to your support and thanks to my team, on Saturday I was at the football game, and I just happened to go online and check my stats during a break, and it said you have earned the trip to Mexico. So I just want to thank you so much. I'm so excited. I really wanted to achieve it, and I worked really hard to try to offer you things that were important to you and helpful to you, and I'm just super excited. So now, as part of that, we did the Make It to Mexico. Oh, where am I? Oh, there's my tacos. Make It to Mexico prize jar. So in the past month, I've done a prize every month. The past month, and these people didn't get tacos, but they got tickets, which is the main thing that's in the jar. So this jar, I didn't have a chance to do it this morning, but through all these names, this is my Make It to Mexico prize jar. I'm going to enter all these names into a prize wheel online and draw the names, and then I will let you know who won the gift certificate. So I'm giving away a $25, a $50, and a $100 gift certificate, and I'm excited to do that. All right, my friends, we are going to look at this stamp set today, the Merriest Trees and the Merriest Trees dies. So I saw this in the catalog. So let me just pull that up for you so you can see what I'm talking about. It's towards the front, I think. Here is one of the papers that coordinates with it. And let me, I'm sorry I didn't have this marked. I should have had it marked. Let me just glance through here. This is Stampin' Up's holiday catalog. The official name is the September through December catalog. And if you don't have one and you want one, let me know. Just comment and I'll make sure that you get one. I'm trying to find where, here it is. It's on page 12. I thought it was towards the beginning. So this is what it looks like in the book, and then there's your samples. It's on page 12, and then here it shows you the stamps, and down here it shows you the dies. And then I have paired it with, for today's video, I paired it with this Merry Bold and Bright paper because I love it and it's one of my favorites, and so I wanted to use it today. And plus some gems that are really cute too, but look at all these cute dies. And you have this really nice size tag die. You've got all kinds of stars. There's lots of kinds of stars. There's presents. These are all presents. This is the tree trunk. This is the streamers, the garland, and I'll show you how that works. We're going to do that today. And then all these tree sizes. So here's how this works. You have this tree, and then, now this isn't going to match up exactly because these images are smaller than the dies, but you have this that cuts out the whole tree. Then you have, I have these on here just right. This one that cuts out the top 4 layers, then etc. This is the top 3, and this is the top 2, and then the very top. So I haven't experimented with this a lot. I just started playing with it. There's been a lot going on in our lives the past couple weeks, but I have made some really cute cards to show you today, and I'm anxious to share with you. But I wanted to show you the dies because they are super cute. All right, so let's get started crafting. As I said, I paired today's project with the Merry Bold and Bright paper, and let me see, let me get my bits out here and see what we're doing with this. Okay, we're gonna stamp first. Let me move this stuff for a moment. Actually, let's go ahead and do this part. So this is a piece of the Merry Bold and Bright paper. It's the cutest paper. It is Merry Bold and Bright, and it deserves its name. It's hard to choose one side to cover up. You know how that goes with some of your favorite papers. I wanted to really showcase the tree on this card today, so I'm choosing this stripe paper that is Mellow Mambo and Poppy Parade. It's 3 by 5, and then I'm adding it on a 3 1/8 plus 4 1/8 piece of cardstock. Here's my card base, which is 5.5 by 8.5, and it's scored at 4 1/4. And then we're just gonna put this on this very bright pink and pretty card. You know it's pink. If you know me at all, if you've watched me before, you know that pink is my favorite color. So I do a lot with pink, even for Christmas. All right, and then this will be the inside. I always put a 4 by 5 1/4 piece of cardstock on the very inside. And then we'll probably put a greeting in here, but we'll get it ready for now to go. So that's all ready. Okay, it looks like you can see, it looks like from my video, at least I can actually still see everybody on my laptop clicking on. All right, excellent. So glad to see you guys. All right, let's go ahead and we'll put this aside, and then we'll stamp our tree. So I want to show you some things about this stamp set and these dies. So I have my tree mounted on my Stamparatus. Now, we don't sell these anymore, but if you have one, you can do this. And if you don't have one, then you'll need this size of block. So this is size D, I think. no, wrong, E. So you need this size because this fits this just right, but you do need this big of a block for this stamp set. So just make sure you have that. And then if you don't have a Stamparatus, then you'll also need a piercing mat to get a good image, and I'll show you why. But whenever you use photopolymer stamps, especially some that have a lot of flat surface like this tree, I'm just going to slip this under here while I ink it, you'll want to use the piercing mat. Now if you have a Stamparatus, you don't have to worry too much about that. Alrighty, my friends, we're going to start with, I think I have a lot of greens here and I'm trying to pick which one. This is, let's do Granny Apple Green. So I think that's what I used, but it doesn't really matter if this isn't the one I used, but this will be a good one. So now here's a little trick to inking this. That's really hard to see. So let me switch that out for my clean pad. That's better. So let me get in and make sure I get really good in the viewing space. So you want to make sure there's just a little speck here on my stamp. You do want to make sure your stamp is free from any kind of little lint pieces or any little specks, because they'll show up. So just make sure of that. And then the way I ink this is, so you can just ink like this, straight up and down, and that'll work. And actually it did work for this time. And then I'll show you another way in a minute. So I'm gonna go ahead and I can see right here where there's some little kind of there's a couple of little bits on here. Let me grab a tissue. And they'll show up. And so you want to just really look at your stamp. Now with a Stamparatus, it's not going to make that much difference because you can stamp right over the top of it. But if you're just using a glass block, you want to make sure there just isn't anything between the ink and the stamp. No little bits of any kind. And then I'm setting it down and I'm kind of twisting. Just as I lift up, I'm just kind of twisting. And that's how you're going to get the best image for your tree with this stamp. Okay, whoops, well, we need paper, Joey. Let's get some paper down. This is just basic white. I think this will be big enough. Yeah, this will work. Okay, so, and I can see right when I start to stamp that I didn't get this corner very well, so I'm gonna go back there. And then sometimes you have to kind of go back over it because you'll have some spaces and things like that. So here we go. We're gonna go ahead and stamp this. And then let's lift up, and you can see there's some marks where the ink pad itself had uneven ink, so I'm just going to redo this very lightly and see if I can't get rid of that. So let's just go like this. You know why I have to do this? Because my ink pad is really juicy. I should have picked one of my older ink pads. This one's pretty new. So let's see what happens on our second try. The other thing you can do, that's pretty good. The other thing you can do is take your blends markers in the same color. So we do have a Granny Apple Green blends markers, and you can just color on any white spaces, so that's helpful. But in general, if you have prepped your stamps well and you are using a Stampin' Pierce mat or your Stamparatus, you'll get along fine with this stamp set, and it's so pretty. It's really fun. Okay, so that's all we're going to do with that guy. Let's get that out of the way. And now this is a two-step stamping bundle. So we have another stamp that adds the texture to it. So I'm just going to actually go right still in that same color. A lot of times when we do two-step stamping, we go ahead and stamp off the original image, which means you stamp it down first on scrap paper and then stamp it without re-inking. and then that gives you a lighter background. But I found that this works okay. The detail shows up just fine. Just trying to line this up without having to stamp off my big one, but you can certainly try that. See, you can see this pretty well, and I like the way that looks, and I wanted a really deep green tree. So we've got that. We're going to, boy, I'm making noise, aren't I? We're going to die cut the tree, and then we're also going to make some garland for the tree, and I'll show you how we're going to do that. Well, I think I'm going to show you where are my bits here. Okay, here we go. I didn't get everything out. So this is a piece, we have some Mellow Mambo and Granny Apple Green foil. They're both in the same package. I think you get 2 of each in the package. And I have backed it with adhesive backing, which means once I die cut this, it makes it a sticker. So let me just get out all my dies here and we'll get this going. Gonna get our die cutting machine, and then let's go ahead and get the tree die out. And for this one, I'm gonna use the biggest one. So I'm gonna use the full tree, and then let me grab some tape. Well, it's not exactly tape. It's Post-it. It's labeling and cover-up tape. Post-it brand, and it will hold your die in place so that it doesn't move when you go through your die cutting machine. And then let's just get this all squared up here. I think that's pretty good, but for security, I think I'm gonna do the other side too, just because I don't want to redo it, and I probably wouldn't do it on Facebook, and then that would annoy me if it wasn't right. So let me scoot that up, and then I'm going to bring on this other little die, and I'm going to put it on my Mellow Mambo foil, and then we'll just run this all through at the same time. So I'm going to back this up a little bit. I'll come back into the picture a little bit more too, and then, oops. This bottom plate is a little bit warped, so I'm going to turn it over actually. These are my Facebook Live plates that usually are not warped, so I might have grabbed the wrong one, or maybe I need one more new one, I'm not sure, but we don't want it falling off of it moving around because of the curve. So you do want to keep your plates flat when you're die cutting. And the way to do that is something I'm not doing right now, but the way to keep your plates, I'm going to come back on this just for that little garland die. The way to do it is if you're only die cutting one thing, let me show you. Let's say this was the only thing we were die cutting. So I'm going to move this up so you can see. Only cover this much. Leave this uneven from the bottom one. So you want to stagger your top plate when you're only cutting one thing, and that will help keep your plates really flat because they just don't die cut as well when they're warped. So that's just a little hint for you. And now I'm wondering, yeah, I have a star here. I wanted to make sure I had that. Now I'll show you how cool this is, you guys. This is really cool. I had so much fun making these cards. It just really cheered me up. I wasn't sad or anything, but I just really, really think these are fun. It's kind of a whimsical Christmas set. It isn't, what do I mean by that? It doesn't look like actual realistic trees, which sometimes we like those too. But I'm just going to take my brush and get these little garlands out of here. But it's whimsical and cute and cheery, and it will make super cute Christmas cards if you don't have anything like this one. By the way, this week, this is my class to go this week, so you get, you get this 2 of each of the projects I'm making today, so you get 6 projects with your order of $35 or more in my online store using this host code. So you have to use a host code in order to get the free class. But then I'll send it to you, and if your order is $50 or more, I'll also send a free embellishment. Well, here, why am I doing it like this? I'm not focusing the way I should. Let's go this way. This has been a really great week. My husband, Steve, his bank was sold about 6 or 8 months ago, and they didn't retain him, even though they gave him a retention bonus to stay through the transition. So that was kind of a shock, but I just read yesterday in the paper that a couple weeks ago they laid off 100 people, and then just this week they laid off another 150. You know, the banking business is a little insecure right now. But anyway, he started a new job on Monday at a local company. We couldn't be more thrilled. It's called Duncan Aviation, and it's one of the outstanding local companies in Lincoln. I'm in Lincoln, Nebraska. And he has, you know, he can go into the office. He's not working remote. He can work remote a couple days a week if he wants to. But he's just thrilled. The people are wonderful there. It's just a blessing, huge blessing from the Lord. We couldn't be more excited about it. So I'll tell you this. So Monday was the first day that he hasn't been home working on his work days since the pandemic started, because he worked remote when the pandemic started. So his office was in Omaha, is in Omaha, but when he was with his former job at the bank. So look how cute this is, you guys, and look how easy it is when you have the self-adhesive sheets. I just love it. I think it's so cute. And I thought these little garland would be tedious, but they're not. Once you've done it once, then it's not too bad. It's kind of fun. Oh, let's go ahead and stamp our greeting. But anyway, so he's working for a local company, and he loves it. Today's his third day. He started on Monday. And it's been orientation for 2 days, so today's the first day he's been in his office. He's got his new computers and everything going, and he has a big window. He told me that he has a big picture window to look out. We didn't have any idea where his office would be or what that would be like. Anyway, I'll quit going on and on about that, but we're excited. All right, let's go ahead and we're going to stamp Love and Joy in Poppy Parade. So just going to stamp this. I might have to get my head in the camera. Love and Joy. And then we're going to go back to our Granny Apple Green, and I'm going to put another greeting on here. This one is, hi Kathy, good afternoon to you. I'm going to stamp, if I can find my stamp, to you and yours. Is that what this says? Yeah, to you and yours. So Love and Joy, to you and yours, and Granny Apple Green. And then let's just go ahead and put our card together. I think that's all the stamping we have to do. So let me go ahead and grab some dimensionals. Look how cute that looks. I think it just looks so cute. You know, I don't buy a stamp set that I don't think I'm going to like. I sometimes buy things that I might not buy if I wasn't a demonstrator, only because, budget-wise, I don't think I could justify it. But sometimes, this wasn't on my first order for my pre-order, but I kept looking at it, and it coordinates so well with another set of designer series paper. In fact, the dies cut out the trees and the other paper. The other paper is called A Walk in the Forest. And I made a whole Christmas Stampin' stack with those cards, and I'm excited to share those with you too. All right, let's go ahead and get this guy nailed down, and I'll get him stuck to the card. I use my piercing tool sometimes to take off backings for dimensionals. Just makes it a little less messy for me. Let's go ahead and put this tree down. Oh my goodness, I'm trying to move another card out of the way and it's not moving the way I want it to. So we're gonna put this on here. This is a super easy card, and this is an easy card layout. Anyone can make this card. Now, you do have to have a die cutting machine to make this card. And when you order the class, or when you put in an order to get the class, none of the stamping is done, and none of the die cutting that isn't part of the bundle is done. But everything else is done. All your cardstock is cut, your designer paper is cut. You get, if I put ribbon on it, you get some ribbon. And 6 projects to make. And so if you don't have this, see how easy this is? If you don't have that tree, there's a million things you could do with this. You don't really have to have the stamp set that I'm using or showing you. So you could just make up something and be creative with the parts, with the card supplies I send you. All right, we're gonna use another super cute new thing. These are called self-adhesive iridescent adhesive backed discs, D-I-S-C-S. I just thought these are so cute, and they coordinate with this paper too really well. So we're just going to use all kinds of different colors. I think this one's Poppy Parade, and I'm going to go out here on the outside, and this is, I think, maybe Balmy Blue. This one is kind of pink. This might probably be Mellow Mambo. Let's put that one over there. And then this is just white iridescent. Put that over there. And then these are green right here. Pull up the green ones. And I think we need more. Don't we need more? We need more bling. If Diane's on here, she'll be saying we need more bling, Joey. Okay, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that works. Let's do that. But you have a lot of these to use, and it's super fun. So what do you think of that card? Here's that one. Here's my original. They're pretty close. I guess I put some bling on the label there. We'll go ahead and do that too. Let's do a light blue one right there. There we go. Okay, there we go. Love and joy to you and yours. That didn't even take us very long. Even though we stamped and die cut, it really didn't take us very long to make that one. Diane said yes. Oh yes, I forgot the star. Peggy, good job. I certainly did. Now I did cut this with the designer, or with the self-adhesive paper, but I think I'm gonna put it on with the dimensional too. I pre-cut the star. And as I said, there's several stars that aren't stamped. They're the dies. There's like 4, or maybe even more. So I'm going to take a mini dimensional now. How could I forget the star on the tree? That's not okay. I'm glad I have help today. I always appreciate help. Okay, let's go ahead. I think I'll just put this right on here. Let's see if that works okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and stick this down. There we go. There's the star. Now it's much better, isn't it? We've got everything complete on that card. Awesome. Thanks for your help, everybody. Got extra bling, got the star on. Let's move on to our next project. This one. Okay, this one's really fun too. Now we're going to head into greens with this one. And I did actually, I think I did all the stamping on the next one. Let me show you what I did on this one. So let's move that out of the way. You had bling in your eyes, so you forgot the star. Yes, I know, Diana. I always focus on the bling. It's like, it just makes the card, even a really cute card that's already cute without the bling, you know, it just makes it better. It just really makes a difference. So let's go ahead. We'll do the same thing on the inside. Since I'm using colored cardstock, I'm going to use a mat of basic white that's 4 by 5 1/4. Again, just stick that in there. And this is shaded spruce cardstock. Now for this one, I've used this beautiful new embossing folder. Oh, well, it'd be nice if I knew the name of it. This is it. I don't know. Can you see that at all? Probably not. Let me grab. Now, I think you can see a little bit better. So it's Snowflakes. And let's just figure out what the name of this is so that we don't go away not knowing. It's called Snowflake Sky 3D. It's on page 75 of our catalog, and it's down here in the corner. Snowflake Sky 3D is the name of it. And it's just so pretty. I did it in white this time, so you're not going to be able to see it quite as much, but I'll show you why, because we're going to add a lot of trees on this one and add some layers. Before I glue that down, I'm going to go ahead and take, here's the Granny Apple Green that's part of that Melon Mambo Granny Apple Green foil package. I'm going to line this up right along. I do better if I use a grid on this because I only want about 1/4 of an inch of it to show. So it can be a little tricky. So I'm going to try to hold it down here, and then I'm matching up the 1/4. Whoops, and I moved it. That doesn't help. The 1/4 inch line down here. And then I'm going to go up to the top. Dang. So, you know what I'm going to do? Hang on a second. I'm going to grab my, whatever this is called. I can't think of what it's called. But it doesn't, so much for using the grid, right? But it was moving too much. This has a more tacky surface, so it's going to hold my foil better. And I'll just do this by eye. See if I can get it fairly straight. I think that's good enough. This is a mat that adhesive doesn't stick to, so I use it quite a bit if I'm going to have adhesive on the back of what I'm working on. And then we're going to turn this way. This is still that Merry Bold and Bright paper. And this has, I wanted trees because I'm working with trees. Today we're featuring the Merriest Trees bundle, it's called. And let's stick that down, and then let's put that all on our card. So we're going to just go ahead and adhere this. The white piece is 4 by 5 1/4, just like the inside one. So they're the same. There we go with that much. Now we're going to go ahead and stamp our greeting for this one. I've already die cut these labels. This label is from the Stylish Shapes dies. And I'm going to go to Shaded Spruce because that's our card color. I just love these two combinations of greens. I like greens. So there aren't too many greens that I don't really like. So I'm not hard to please. I like the bright ones. I like the royalty colors, the deeper greens. I got to make sure I got enough. I don't feel like I have enough ink on this, because this is not a new ink pad. You know what, kids? I'm going to try this first because it just doesn't look like it's inking up very well. No, it really isn't. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I season these stamps, because it's just not stamping really clearly. So I'm going to take, this is a pencil eraser. You can take, you can take one like this that's on the end of a pencil, any pencil eraser. This is just one that's easier to hold on to. And I'm just going to lightly go over this, because when it isn't stamping clearly and really solid. It's because that film that they use some kind of a spray that allows the stamps to get out of the mold easier. Now, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to clean that on my cleaning pad. Now, can you see this? Now, I don't want to put any more stamps on this side, and if I didn't have you with me here, I would just be going over to the sink, because those little bits will get transferred from your stamp into your ink pad, and those are the kinds of little bits I was telling you about on the solid tree. Now let's see if this stamp's better. If it doesn't, it means I really just need to re-ink my stamp pad. I can tell in the middle it's still not quite. Okay, so let's try this again. Make sure it's straight. And there we go. See how clean and deep and clear that image is? So if you have trouble with the photopolymer stamp, just try that. You can also do that with your red rubber stamps too. Hopefully that's a helpful hint for today. Okay, now using that same stamp that's on my Stamparatus, I stamped 2 more trees. This one is the full one like we did on the first card, and then this one is here, the second largest. This one is, no, what is this? It's not Granny Apple Green, and it's Lemon Lime Twist. I'll show you my sample card. I used Granny Apple Green, but I thought we really needed a brighter green. And I'll show you the other ones so you can see both of them. These are the tree trunks. So I'll just tell you what I do to get ready for when I'm going to do a lot of stamping. I just went ahead and die cut a lot of them, because you can die cut 2 at a time when you're just using the framelit. So I didn't stamp them in order to save time. There is a stamp for the tree trunks. You can stamp it if you want more dimension on it, and then die cut it. I'm just going to stick these on a mini glue dot. Okay, sorry to reach over you. And then here we go. So let me grab my take your pick tool. Oops. And then just gonna, take this one and put a trunk on our tree like so. This is pecan pie. I did my tree trunks in pecan pie. I like the way it worked with the greens. So you could have used early espresso, or you could use crumb cake. But this is pecan pie if you want to do it the way I did it. And here. Okay, there we go for that one. Now let's go ahead and... Oh, I see something I did wrong, but we'll make it work. I'm going to just take my dimensionals now. Again, where are they? Here's the minis. We don't want the minis. We want the big ones. And here's some I'm using up. So let's put the big tree on first. So I don't know how many of you have family that worked from home during the pandemic, but my husband has been working from home for almost 4 years. So I don't really want to tell you, the garb he would wear when he wasn't going to be on video. So, I'll just, the sloppiest pants, sweatpants. If he had to be on video, he spruced it up a little bit. But he went shopping. I'm very proud of him because I didn't have to say, I think we need some new clothes. I just thought, it's time. So I'm going to go ahead and get this little tree going down here. This one is stamped in Shaded Spruce. I don't know if I said that. And then this one is Lemon Lime Twist. And I'm looking at this because I don't want double dimensionals. So I'm going to try and figure out if I can just get dimensionals on the side here. see if that'll work. So I don't have two at the same time. Yeah, I think that'll work. Then I'll just put my tape runner along the other side so that adheres as well. Hi, Arlene. Hi, Pam. And Char's joined us. Yay. I'm so glad. So happy to have everybody joining me. Also, just a reminder, if you are enjoying what you're seeing, I do send a free tutorial every week to my newsletter subscribers. Let me go ahead and get this guy pinned down here. I'm going to put it, I want the tree trunk of this guy to show just for dimension. But if you are liking my projects, then I would invite you to subscribe to my email, my newsletter, and let me just drop the link in the comments really quick so that you don't miss anything. Here we go. Sorry, it took me a while to find the link, so I'm getting it put in the comments. And then I'll drop the link in the comments here. So here we go. That should drop the link. So if you're watching and you need to find it, if you're watching on Facebook, now if you're watching on YouTube, I'll have it in the description of the video down below the video where the little carrot is that you click on to see more. All right, so this is gonna go about here. So I'm kind of feeling where the dimensionals are here so I don't like double up. Looks like there's one here. You can't see that obviously, but I can feel it with my fingers. That helps keep the postage down too. It makes them go through the mail meters a little easier. Okay, there's that. Now we're gonna put some bling on this one too. Where is my bling? I don't see it. Here it is. And for this one, we're going to go with all different colors too because it's Christmas. So we're just going to start with lots of colors here. Just probably go up the rows here so I get a mix of them. And let's just keep going. Did I already take that one? Go here. So last week I was going to tell you my free tutorial last week was oh, here it is. I've got it. I'll show you. Was a Halloween card. So this one, and I posted this. This has the glow in the dark bats and ghosts on it. They just came back in. They sold out right away. Anyway, that was my tutorial for last week that I sent out, and I posted it on a group. I was in a stamping event this weekend and they did a virtual swap, and there were lots of contestants, and then I saw last night that mine got picked for the prize. So I'm getting a little bit of some kind of a prize. I don't remember exactly what it was. Okay, I think we need at least maybe one more. Let's do green here. So I'm getting a bundle of my choice for my card, but I send one every week, and it only goes to my newsletter subscribers. That's the only way to get it. So if you want to join my newsletter to get those free tutorials, then make sure you do that. You can also go to createwithjoey.com, and there's a place to subscribe to my newsletter there. So it's createwithjoey.com, and you can find the information on this class too. It's always under classes to go if you're looking for the details. So let me pull this up, and this ribbon is white. That's all it says. Iridescent ribbon. And it is a little bit iridescent. Can you see that? So I'm going to kind of manipulate this bow. I didn't leave enough room on my tag. My intention was to leave more, to stamp my greeting to the right, so I'd have a little bit more room for my bow. But it's going to work. We'll just put it like right there. I'm going to put a couple mini glue dots on this. I'm going to stick one down, and then I'm going to stick another one down on both sides of the knot. And then I'm going to, I don't want to cover up my greeting. And there's our third card. What do you think of that one? Here's the one with the granny apple green, and this is the one with the lemon lime twist. Which one do you like better? I think I like them both, but I think I actually like the lemon lime twist a little better. So let me know in the comments which one you like better. Whoops, there's a little gem. Free gem just floating around with no adhesive on. All right, which you like better? This is lemon lime twist. This is granny apple green. See what you think. I'll be getting my third card ready, and then we'll make our last card for the day. And this is maybe my favorite one coming up. All right, and before I do that, I do want to show you one more thing. Oh, thank you, Arlene. Thank you, guys. And you like lemon lime. Diane likes lemon lime. I think I do, too. I think it actually goes with the paper, but it doesn't list. So there's granny apple green right here, and then there's lemon lime twist right here, and then this is a shaded spruce. So they both work with this paper, but I like the brightness of the lemon lime twist too, I think. Okay, I did want to also share with you one more thing, and I'll make a separate video for the class I'm going to show you, but my next Christmas Stampin' Stack is using this set. So in this Stampin' Stack, I used the paper that coordinates in the beginning of the book where I showed you. It's called A Walk in the Forest. So for Stampin' Stacks, I have 4 cards, and you make 2 of each. So these are the 4 cards we'll do for the Stampin' Stack. And then you get a lot of product. You get almost $30 worth of product, and you get you know, lots of DSP and everything to make more cards with. And then I have an add-on class. So you guys, this is super cute. I have to show you this because it doesn't show up that cute online. So this is the new Christmas kit. It's called Christmas Everywhere Kit. So this is what the kit looks like. You get a stamp set. You get adhesive, you get an ink spot, you get a stamp block to put your stamps on, and then you get all these products. You get all these cards. There's enough for 9 cards, and so there's all the cards and envelopes, and then you get a lot of little doodads to stick on it. Let me grab these. Sorry, I should have this pulled out. But then you get a lot of little tags and pre-cut die cuts in here to make. So it makes, if you make it exactly as is, it makes 9 cards. And then I did, sorry, let me get all this out of here. And then I did 3 extra ones using the tree dies. So this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. You get a little bit of a sneak peek. And then you'll get, so I'll give you, I'll have supplies for you to make 6 of these. Then plus you have their 9 cards from the kit. That's an add-on class. That's separate. And I haven't sent this out to my email. So if you're thinking, well, I'm on your email list and I haven't gotten that information. No, you haven't gotten it yet. But it'll come out later today or first thing in the morning. But I wanted to show it to you since we're working with this same stamp set. Okay, let's do our last card. As I said, I think this is my favorite. So let me grab everything we need here. Well, let's do our stamping. No, let's go ahead. Let's do this first because that's what I got out. So for this, I have a white background. Actually, usually white is my preferred card base. And then I have a piece of, again, that Merry Bold and Bright paper. And this one is 3 3/4 by 5. Let me grab this and we're gonna, all this paper is cute, both sides of it. And then I'm gonna adhere it to just a little bit bigger piece of Blueberry Bushel. So this is Blueberry Bushel. So I know we don't always use a lot of blue for Christmas, but those of you that follow me very much all, you know that I bring out blue for Christmas sometimes. I don't know why. I kind of like it. It makes me think of snow and ice and frosted trees and you know, some of the beauty of winter. Do I love everything about winter? No, I don't. But blue kind of makes me think of the pretty parts of winter. Okay, this is a piece of vellum. It's 3 by, I think, 4 1/4. And I'm just going to go ahead and put this down. It kind of softens that background just a little bit, so to not distract from the trees. Now, I've already die cut 3 trees. And we're going to actually use for this one, we're going to just use the detail of the trees. Let me clean that stamp again really fast. Kathy, you like the Granny Apple Green better. Well, that's excellent, because then we've made everybody happy today. Some like the Granny Apple Green and some like the Lemon Lime Twist. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and just use some colors, other colors that are in the paper. So let me grab Pool Party. So we're going to start with Pool Party here. And then I'm just going to ink, since this is a big stamp, I'm going to turn it upside down and just ink it from the top. So this one is inked in Pool Party. And then I'm just going to, because you can see how this would stamp the whole tree. We did that earlier, but we're just going to go down to that layer. And I'm just lining that up. So this is the 4-tier tree that we've got here, like so. And then we're going to do the next one in a brighter color. We're going to go with Poppy Parade. I can find it here. So here's Poppy Parade. And remember, if you want this class, you need to use this host code to put in a $35 order or more on my website. And let me see here. I'm going to brush off these little bits of that eraser, because I can see that they might be picked up by my stamp, which I don't want to happen. But anyway, so that's how you get this class for free. You have from now through Sunday, October 2nd. I think it's October 2nd. Whatever Sunday is, whether it's the 1st or the 2nd, that's the last day to get this class for free. Okay, let me go ahead, and I'm stamping now in Poppy Parade. So this is another way to use the stamp set, apart from, you know, we did the solid trees, and we did the solid trees with the detail on top of it. Now we're just actually using the detail. And one other thing we're going to do is just stamp the greeting on a tree. So I'm going to go back to Granny Apple Green. This is Granny Apple Green, and I'm going to find the greeting here among my stamps someplace. This one. So this says, "We wish you a Merry Christmas." It's the perfect Christmas greeting. It's the perfect font, and it fits right on the tree. So let me get this right centered here. And then we've got our Granny Apple Green greeting. Look how colorful all that looks already together. This was very fun. You guys, this is a very fun stamp set. If you have others that you like that are similar, you can certainly make this card with whatever you have. I just had a lot of fun making it with this one. Then we're just going to go back to our dimensionals. We'll just start with a new one, because I don't see where my other ones are. Start with, I don't know if I finished my story about the clothing. I'm all over the place today. Well, if you watch me very much, you know that that's pretty typical. Anyway, so I usually do Steve's clothes shopping almost all the time. And I was starting to look through some things online, and he said, "Well, I'm going clothes shopping on Saturday." And I said, "Okay, that's great." So he did it, and I'm proud of him. He can and does sometimes shop for himself, but normally I do it, because he just really doesn't love shopping, and I kind of like shopping. But he's been wearing his new clothes this week, and I didn't even have to do the shopping, of which I'm very happy about. I'm going to raise this tree maybe just a little bit up so it's not exactly the same as the middle tree. Then we'll grab this one. Now for this one, I don't want, I've got dimensionals on both sides, like right about here. So this one, I'm going to be a little bit picky where I put these dimensionals. And I'm trying to find my ones that I've cut along the edges of. Okay, here they are. So I'm going to, here's a skinny one, kind of go right here with the long skinny one. Is that going to work? Yeah. And then maybe, let's find just a little one, put down like right here. That's just a half one. So there you go. And then we're going to put this a little bit lower than those two. And then stick it down in the middle. Isn't that like cute? And this is easy. You guys, this is an easy card. So you can die cut. You can use the die for this and just cut out 2 at a time. You can cut, oh, this is one I goofed on, but you can cut 2 at a time with your dies. So you can cut them out first and then stamp second, which saves a lot more time than stamping first and then die cutting. Let's go ahead and put our gems on. We have to still decorate our trees. Now for this one, whoops. Again, I'm going with all the colors because it's Christmas and it's super cute to have all the colors. So I'm just going to go again up my row and be grabbing these, and then green, do green up here. And I think for this card, I'm just going to put the bling on the outside. And for this, I might start at the top because I've got that red one at the bottom, and then blue. And then I think this is Melon Mambo, and then the white one, and then the green one. Let's go down here. Oh, I think we need one more maybe. Let's go with light blue. There. Okay, so there's that one. And then we'll make a bow. I hadn't used this iridescent ribbon yet on any cards. It's really pretty and it's not hard to tie. You can get a flat bow pretty easy with it, so it mails well. It doesn't make a big bump on your card that you have to put an extra stamp on for. You know, you can buy 1 ounce stamps. Did you know that? You can buy just 1 ounce stamps and add that to your regular postage. And then I do that, and then if it's bumpy at all, and then I also write on my card, please hand cancel. That's when it's kind of bumpy and I'm afraid it won't go through the machine very well. Okay, so, and mine never come back. They always get to the recipient. Looking for them in my mini glue dots. And so that's one way, you know, to put 2 full price stamps on your card is going to really add up if you're sending a lot of cards at one time, like your Christmas cards. So there we go. That's that one with all the colors. So that's the 3rd one of our cards today. Which one is your favorite? I'd like to know if your first one. So Melon Mambo, is that your favorite? Or let's just go with Shaded Spruce, because that's on both of these. Shaded Spruce. Or we'll call this one Granny Apple Green. Or you could go 1st, 2nd, 3rd is my choice. Number 1's my first choice. Number 2's my second choice. Number 3's my third choice. Or whichever one is your choice. Let's see which one you like. Oh, thanks, Carol. I'm happy you like them. I'm really happy I could share them with you today. It's fun to be back with you. I've been gone a few weeks before this, just with traveling with some Stampin' Up! Events. So there's our cards for the day. I'm looking at the screen. They're not totally in the screen. All right, let me know 2 is your favorite. Carol, and you like them all. Arlene, you're so sweet. And Carol actually likes them all too. Debbie, thank you for sharing the video. So sweet. You always share. I'm so nice. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the smiley faces. I just love coming home and being with you guys. And Pam, thank you. I'm glad you like them. So nice to have everybody join me today. Let me bring this up. And if you're watching on replay or on YouTube, I would still love for you to leave a comment if you enjoyed the video, or just say hi and let me know where you're from, because that's the only way I get to know you and we can be friends, which I want to be. Alrighty, my friends, thanks so much, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.